They take it so casually. 10 years I've worked in corporate, I can do a CSR role. What's the big deal? But no, the ego is hurt saying, really?
Sustainability is very huge. People are not very skilled. Scope 3 is very complex.
Help us understand how the skill portfolio has been rebalanced, if at all, since the last 4 or 5 months, where certain skills have become, let's say, more important and others have reduced in their importance.
Funding and fundraising is a very crucial aspect right now. Someone who has that ability to build networks, partnerships, and kind of co-create value in terms of additional channels or be innovate in terms of how we can incrementally look at directing funding towards it. So one top of the list, if we work with 50 plus organizations, almost everyone have a fundraising role. But now most stagnation that we have seen is more on the programmatic roles for obvious reasons, right? Because the heavy cut down has been on the programmatic roles. Having said that, anyone with very hard technical skills, more into M&E research, are still not impacted, are still in very high demand, and they're getting paid really well. So some of these aspects of knowing how to do a quantitative, qualitative analysis of data using some of these tools. So that's all also on high priority and gets paid really well. Anything which is very closely linked to funding and fundraising is marketing and communications. The highest of the packages are being attracted towards that. So there's a lot of need, because then that visibility is also needed, right? To really be seen out there, showcase some of the good work that's happening.
From the point of sustainability, if I see the key skills which are in demand, like GHG accounting, like companies are moving for decarbonization and net zero, it's huge in demand, but people are not very skilled on it. Like just knowing scope 1 and scope 2 is not in depth. Like scope 3 is very complex. GHG protocol is there. Everyone, I think those who are interested need to just dig down on that documentation. What are the updates on it? And it is related to LCA also. So once you are into GHG accounting, you should also know about the LCA, how the cycle of the carbon is. So apart from this, environmental compliances are people should be keen, like how the changes or the national or global level the things are changing. It is in the demand. Next, what I see, like GHG accounting has impacted, like if we talk about the scope 3 from company, it's impacting to their vendor. Similarly, now focus is on nature based solution and biodiversity. It will be there, like TNFD is there. It came have with that framework. Slowly those who are leading in the industry are adopting it, and it will be in the demand, like how your vendors, your supplier impacting the biodiversity or ecosystem.
We thought anyone working in any sector can move to this sector, right? I mean, they take it so casually. Oh, I mean, 10 years I've worked in corporate, I can do a CSR role. What's the big deal? But when we say you're reject, they're like, oh, their ego is hurt, saying, really? I mean, what's there in CSR program management, right? But gone in that depth, right? Even to look at a programmatic person, even in programs, if you're working in health and not looking at education, you're not being selected, vice versa. Even within the sector, people feel I've managed health programs, I can easily manage education, but no. So what I'm seeing is the depth is getting too much. If earlier it was very agnostic, cross-cutting, that you are a program manager, no one used to ask, are you in livelihood, education, health, primary health, right? Further drilling down of that. So I think that specialization is getting built very slowly and steadily, and people also are valuing that oh, I have been into livelihoods for over 5 years, so I can. Reason being also because when you have that expertise, your outcomes are much better, and that organically attracts more funding.
There are a lot of changing due to AI. Now companies are demanding people should be aware of the languages like Python, the Altera, SAP. So those from the IT and computer science background can adopt into this as per this role. And people from finance like can be adopt from the point of the sustainable finance. Like sustainability is very huge, wide. You should see from which angle you can make your inputs. And as Samir mentioned, upskilling is very important. Things are changing very rapidly. Like before ISSB, there are number of frameworks like GRI was there. People are working on GRI to develop GRI, then BRSR, then TCFD, then CSRD, CDP. So how much, like you cannot become expert in each and every framework, but you should know like what exactly it is and how these all are interrelated or linked, where we can link.
You should upskill with purpose. There are a lot of these certifications, everything. People just want to say, I'm ESG certified. It's not going to help, right? I mean, first you find your niche. Are you like more like on M&E? Are you more on tech? Are you more on finance? I always say upskill with purpose. I mean, just don't go blindly because it's in thing. Because then they feel that, oh, I have an ESG certification, still I'm not getting a job. You won't, because it's not just the certification that's going to land you the job.